So I don't have a routine. We're just gonna be willy-nilly with it. Whoop. Scared off one of the parents. Well, we are past our last frost date for the year, but with the weather being so crazy, I am just now going to start the hardening off process for my seedlings this year. If you're unfamiliar with that term, hardening off is basically just acclimating your seedlings to outside conditions. So, and you do that by bringing them out just a little bit each day, a little bit longer each day until you're ready to plant them. Basically until they're ready to stay out full time. I'm going to be utilizing this greenhouse to make it a little bit easier because it does provide a little bit of shade and a little bit of a wind block, and it's only in full sun like this for just the morning hours and then not in the afternoon. So usually, but you don't have to use a greenhouse. Usually you can just set them out the first couple days in like a shaded or just a dappled sunlight area, and then gradually introduce them to full sun and full exposure to the wind. But since I have this, and there's not really a good place in my yard right now that I can put them without the chickens getting them or being in full sun, I'm going to go ahead and use this. So this is going to take a lot of trips. You'll notice these tomato plants that were in the box are huge. I know they were getting big, but I didn't know they were this big. But they are kind of weak. They don't have really strong stems. I have been just kind of rubbing my hand over them in the box to kind of simulate wind, but probably not enough. So these stems are not super strong, which is one of the reasons they need to get acclimated to the wind gradually so they don't get damaged and so they can just slowly build up that strength. So I will probably leave these exposed to the sun. It's probably going to be a couple of hours, but I don't want to leave them in full sun for too long because they're not used to it. So I might come back and cover this with a sheet or something just to give them a little shade until the sun moves away. And then they're getting a little bit of a breeze, but because they're inside of this cover, they're not getting a ton. So they'll just get a little bit nice, gentle blowing on them to just kind of start gradually getting them used to the outside. And then tomorrow we'll leave them a little bit longer. I think it's supposed to be pretty warm tonight, so I'll have to check the weather. I may or may not leave them out here, but well, I ran out of shelves. Like every shelf is full. Isn't it beautiful? Look at you climbing trees. Look at you.
You have to take a picture of me.
Nice. Are you hiding from the rain? Hi. Dancing, dancing in the rain. Y'all wet? Thanks for shutting the barn. You're wet.
You don't get jumped in bad puddles. There's Lola in there. Oh,
Is Lola in there laying an egg?
Jenny's got scratches all over her. Eggs! Eggs! Jenny lays eggs.
Yeah, yes, she is a chicken. Well, let her do her business then. We'll come back later.
Oh, very, very warm. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, no, it's not.
That's 9.
That's 9. 10, 11, and 12. Whoa!
A whole dozen in one day. Good job. Parents in here. Oh, I hear them. The little baby's hatched. Well, we had an interesting day yesterday. I was in the kitchen making bread when I started hearing the chickens over here towards the front of the yard just making a ruckus. And of course I run out as fast as I could, and Red had run off that direction after what it was, and then I saw a red bushy tail come shooting through here. Yeah, there was a fox in the middle of the day with both dogs out in the yard, tried to attack the chickens. So that was exciting. I was unable to find Goldie for a long time, and I thought I didn't see the fox carrying anything when it ran, but I mean, it was so fast. So fast. I actually couldn't even tell if he had like hidden under this brush pile or if he had gone under the privacy fence in the back, because it was just so fast. I came out running out yelling at him, and Red was, you know, I think had run over there to try to stand up for his girls. So hopefully that was enough that Fox won't want to come back. But a couple hours later, Goldie did just show up in the run. I don't know where she was. She just appeared. So I'm glad the fox didn't get her. Apparently, Fox must have some hungry babies at home to where he felt the need to even attempt going after chickens in the middle of the day with 2 dogs in the yard. So that was exciting. And then shortly after that, we had come out here to do school in the yard, just so human presence would hopefully keep the fox away. And while we were sitting there getting ready to start school, my neighbor calls over and says, "Hey, we've got a swarm of wild bees over here. Would you like to come watch us catch them?" Yes, of course we would. So that was fun. We went over and watched him catch that wild swarm, and he's going to be taking it to a hive at a different location. So that was a fun thing I learned. Apparently when bees swarm like that, they have already sent scouts ahead to find a new location for where they're going to live. And so if he were to try to put them in a hive here on his property where he found it, then they would just leave and go to that other place that the scouts had found. So he's going to move them to a different location where he keeps some other hives. So that was pretty neat. And on our way back to our yard from watching the bees, we noticed that the poison ivy had started coming up again for the spring. So now we're kind of like on fox watch, which is not fun because foxes are very smart. They're difficult to outwit. So I kept the chickens locked in the run here until about noon today, then let them out. It's been raining, sunny, rainy, sunny all day. And then when it wasn't raining, Lambo was outside most of the day. And I think I'm actually going to lock them up a little bit early tonight just to throw it off, because foxes tend to watch and learn your routine so that they know when to attack. So I'm going to change it up so he doesn't know my routine. So I don't have a routine. We're just going to be willy-nilly with it. Yeah, and hopefully that will keep them safe for now. I do have a plan in place for a guardian that we're going to be adding to the farm that will help prevent things like this from happening. I'm not going to tell you what it is though. We've got a couple of surprises up our sleeves for later in the summer, so you will know when those happen. Kind of really ready for that to happen now, so we don't have to worry about this anymore, but patience is a virtue, right? So we'll be waiting for those, excitedly looking forward to all the other exciting things that are going to be happening this summer, and I hope you enjoy following along with our adventures as they unfold.